Hi, I'm Dada Groover, and what I'm going to share with you today is going to make all the difference in your book, whether you are a very experienced published author or just beginning. Whether you're writing nonfiction, memoir, or fiction, this will make a huge difference. Just to give you a fair warning though, what I'm going to tell you is going to piss some people off. And I'm also going to tell you why I'm doing this with a backdrop of a marina in Yaquina Bay in Newport, Oregon. Stand by. I'm willing to bet you have heard quite a bit about character arcs. Character arcs are so important, especially in movies and novels. And what you may not know is character arcs are just as important in prescriptive nonfiction, how-to nonfiction, and memoir. Extremely important. So I'm going to talk about character arcs, and what you may not know about character arcs can kill your book. What many people don't realize about character arcs is that it's not a smooth geometric arc. The best arcs are the ones that mimic real life. When we improve as human beings, which hopefully you're doing, that's what human life is for, if you ask me, your arc is not going to be smooth. It's going to be some little up and then a little bit down, and it'll have some jagged edges to it. And character arcs in your book need to be like that. If you are writing prescriptive nonfiction, where does a character arc fit? It fits because in good prescriptive nonfiction, it needs to have your story. I have been listening to Be Useful by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I hope I did that accent all right. If I didn't, I just don't care. And it's prescriptive nonfiction in the wrapping of a memoir, right? It's a lot of useful stuff. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. And that is how prescriptive nonfiction should be. So his own personal stories draw the listener or the reader in. Same thing with memoir, right? If there's not a character arc there, people are not going to be interested. So again, it's not that smooth curve, it's the little bit of a jagged curve. It's a little bit of that up and down. Now, let's get to the part where I piss people off, because there's a show out there that is beloved. It's gotten all these Emmy nominations and some awards as far as I know. Ted Lasso. It's on Apple TV. A lot of people absolutely love that show. And instead of doing character arcs, they're doing character switching. Let me qualify that. There are some arcs as well, but they have people going from suddenly bad to good and from good to bad, like one episode to the next, without reason. So that's one thing about character arcs. It needs to have a visible reason for that arc to appear realistic. That's how things work in the real world, and that's how things work in books, right? Whichever kind of book it is. In other words, if you just show a character in your book you're writing about, where it's fiction, nonfiction, whatever, and all of a sudden they're in this kind of situation, in this kind of frame of mind, in this kind of mentality, it's not going to work for the reader. So it can work in a TV show. And I think Ted Lasso is a great example, because it's not realistic in terms of actual life and how people are, but people suspend their disbelief. They're enjoying the show. They like it. The proof is out there, right? People love the show. Not everyone. They lost me with these character switches. That was just me. So for example, there's a character called Nate, and he's on a curve. He's gaining more confidence. He's stepping out. He's expressing his viewpoints slowly but slowly, and he's being encouraged by the main character, Ted Lasso. Then one episode to the next, he becomes the bad guy. He becomes like an evil personality without reason. Now, if the writers of that show had given a reason, like for example, he heard Ted Lasso talking behind his back and saying what an awful person he was, or something like that, or if one of the other characters had an affair with his girlfriend or something like that just made him full of hate or something like that, that could be believable. Same thing with Rebecca, one of the main characters. She's a nasty person in the beginning, and from one episode to another, she switches to this wonderful, warm, loving, caring human being that passes out presents to needy kids. Seriously. And again, it might be pissing you off right now if you're a lover of the show. That's okay. And if you love it, it's okay. You know, suspending disbelief. We can watch animated movies because we suspend our disbelief and, okay, these characters are real. We're telling our mind. It's the same thing. It's all good. However, I'm giving this as an example because it will not work in writing if you switch. There has to be a reason for that curve to go where it's going. And even when it goes to the dip, people want to know why. Your readers will want to know why. And since I promised I'd let you know what I'm doing here in Newport, Oregon, I am an engineer, electrical engineer. I'm a master electrician in 5 states, but you know, who's counting? And it's kind of a past life thing for me, but I'm still employed. I get to come here 2, maybe 3 times per year and inspect electrical work. And it's kind of fun just because it's fun to remember what I used to do before I was a writer. That's my tip for today. I swear that this will make a difference in your writing, whichever kind of book you are writing. Hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, what is the curve in the book of the character that you're writing about? I would love to know about that. Thank you so much for tuning in.